Hey everyone, and welcome. Ever wonder what's really going on in your head when you're at the grocery store? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the hidden forces that guide your shopping cart, and trust me, it's fascinating. We're going to figure out what really drives our decisions, from what we buy to how much we're willing to pay. Let's dive in.
So it all boils down to this question right here. Think about it. If the price of salt suddenly went up by, say, 50%, you probably wouldn't even blink. You'd still buy it. But if steak went on sale for 50% off, well, that's a total game changer, right? Dinner plans are changing. By the end of this, you'll understand exactly why that happens.
All right, first things first, before we can get to the shopping carts, we need to get on the same page about how economists how they measure things. And it turns out they kind of have two different ways of looking at the world. One is like taking a quick snapshot, and the other is like watching the whole movie. And this breaks it down perfectly. A stock is that snapshot. It's a fixed amount at one specific moment in time. Think about your bank balance right now. That's a stock. A flow, on the other hand, is the movie. It's measured over time, like your weekly paycheck or your monthly rent. One is static, the other is all about movement.
Okay, so with our measurement tools ready to go, let's zoom out. Let's look at the entire economic map, because pretty much everything we make and buy fits into one of 5 major areas.
This right here is basically the life story of a product. Take your smartphone. It all starts in the primary sector, mining for the raw materials. Then it moves to the secondary sector, where it's actually built. After that, it's sold and supported by the tertiary or service sector. But wait, it was designed in the quaternary, the knowledge sector. And the whole project was probably given the green light by some high-level executives in the quinary sector. See? It's all one big connected system.
All right, we've got the map. Now let's find the engine, the thing that makes it all go. And that, my friends, is the fundamental idea of demand.
Now, this is a really key point. Demand isn't just about wanting something. I mean, you might want a brand new Ferrari, but unless you're also able to buy it, you're not actually part of the economic demand for it. It's that critical combination of both wanting something and having the cash to get it. This is the big one. There's a core rule, a predictable relationship that pretty much everything in economics is built on. So, what happens when the price of something changes? And here it is in picture form. This is the famous demand curve. It looks technical, but it's super simple. As the price, which goes up and down the side, gets higher, the quantity people are willing to buy, which goes along the bottom, gets lower. And of course, when the price drops, the quantity people want to buy shoots up. It's that simple inverse relationship, and it's the entire reason sales work. But it's not quite that simple for everything, is it? Which brings us right back to our salt and steak problem. We need another layer here, a kind of control dial that measures just how sensitive our demand is to those price changes. And that dial is called elasticity. In plain English, elasticity is just a fancy word for responsiveness. How much does your shopping list change when a price tag changes? Do you totally change your plans, or do you just kind of shrug it off? That's what elasticity tells us. Whoa, okay, don't get scared off by the math here. You do not need to memorize this. All this formula is really saying is that economists have a specific way to put a number on that responsiveness we're talking about. They just divide the change in how much people buy by the change in the price. The core idea is simple. How much does demand stretch when the price gets pulled? So when demand is elastic, I want you to think of a super stretchy rubber band. You give the price just a little tug, and bam, the amount people buy stretches a lot. This is our steak. A small sale price causes a huge jump in sales because it's a bit of a luxury, and we react really strongly to that price drop. And inelastic demand is the complete opposite. Think of a thick, stiff rope. You can pull and pull and pull on that price, but the amount people buy, it barely budges. This is our salt. It's a cheap necessity. Even if the price doubles, you're still going to buy it, right? You need it, and it's such a tiny part of your overall budget anyway. So what makes something a stretchy rubber band or a stiff rope? Well, it really just comes down to a few questions we all ask ourselves without even realizing it. Is this a necessity or a luxury? Are there other things I could buy instead? Can I put off buying this, or do I need it like right now? Okay, let's bring all this theory back down to earth and see how it applies to the actual stuff we see on the shelves every day. So this shows how different products can mess with each other's demand. You've got substitute goods like coffee and tea. They're basically rivals. If coffee gets too expensive, no problem. You just switch to tea.
Then you have complementary goods like tea and sugar. Think of them as a team. If the price of sugar goes up, it actually hurts the demand for tea because, people use them together.
And finally, our own paycheck changes how we shop. For what we call normal goods, like a nice, new TV, the more money we make, the more we tend to buy. But for inferior goods, it's the exact opposite. As our income goes up, we buy less of them because we can now afford better alternatives. The classic example is something like kerosene for lamps. As people get wealthier, they switch to cleaner, better fuels. So you see, the economy isn't some abstract machine running in the background. It's actually a reflection of billions of our own little choices, all driven by these simple rules of demand and elasticity. So next time you're at the checkout, just take a look at your cart and ask yourself, what in here is my steak and what is my salt? I think you might be surprised by what you find.